Kody and I are not in communication. Our relationship is over, but we both still live in Flagstaff. Yeah, there's not been an official divorce. I don't know how to get one.
In the stunning twist that has captured critics and fans alike, Kody Brown, the problematic patriarch of TLC's Sister Wives, has been arrested, bringing the years-long battle over the Coyote Pass property into a full-fledged legal scandal that now threatens to destroy what is left of the once prestigious plural marriage. Kody, the former focal point of the Browns' unorthodox way of life, is now in legal trouble following accusations of embezzlement by the Browns and a reported violation of a court order that involved the division of the hotly debated 12-acre property in Flagstaff, Arizona, that the Browns obtained at the peak of their TV popularity. But the drama doesn't stop there. Robyn Brown, once famously referred to by fans and former Sister Wives as Kody's favorite wife, is also in hot water for supposedly violating court order and engaging in illegal handling of property assets that, court findings and insider reports claim, were to be owned together by Kody, Robyn, Janelle, and Meri. These sensational claims are made in the aftermath of a ruling by a court that attempted to equitably split up Coyote Pass property after decades of tension, failed building plans, and financial disarray. The court had ordered that each of the former sister wives be given an equal share of land as part of a long-hoped-for settlement, say reports, of property rights and financial ties. But that order was apparently disregarded when Kody and Robyn went off on their own, quietly transferring important pieces of land into their own name without the legal agreement or awareness of Janelle and Meri. These transfers, which seem to have been made before the official ruling, could now be retroactive violations, and thus the possibility of contempt of court and civil fraud charges against both Kody and Robyn exist. Insiders say that despite repeated court admonishments, Kody's refusal to obey the judicial order at last led to his arrest, a moment marking not merely an individual fall from grace, but a spectacular public disintegration of a family, once a beacon of cohesion and alternative value. Janelle Brown, a longtime champion of justice and utilizing the land, finally spoke up on social media using a biting message. "We waited years for our turn only to be shut out. This isn't about land, it's about justice and respect." Meri, who has made her complaints about being left out on both an emotional and financial level throughout, was said to have hired attorneys earlier this year to protect her rightful interest in Coyote Pass from being lost in the mounting legal hubbub. The house, which was originally planned to be the location of 4 custom residences to represent a new chapter in life for each of the wives, immediately became such a point of contention after it was bought in 2018 that there were constant delays in construction, no clear fiscal planning, and growing emotional fault lines within the family, weakening the dream that it originally signified. When Christine Brown exited the marriage in 2021, complaining of emotional abandonment, the question of the land was still unanswered, further complicated by her sale of her interests. Court documents and property records show that Kody and Robyn acted swiftly later to consolidate their hold on the property, but how quickly this was done brings into question its legality, particularly in light of the later court decision, which specifically required fair distribution and disclosure. If convicted of knowingly defying court orders, the pair may also be in for heavy fine, restitution for stolen assets, and possible civil liability to Janelle and Meri, both of whom were allegedly left out of key financial choices despite their assertion of joint ownership. Robyn's involvement in the conflict is especially controversial because of her long-standing characterization on the program as Kody's best friend and most powerful ally, one that has been strengthened by the other wives exiting the union and publicly questioning her power. Critics have long complained about Robyn controlling Kody's choices and establishing emotional distances with the other wives, and with legal charges now piling up, public opinion has started to turn sharply against her. Legal experts say she may be charged anywhere from contempt to civil fraud based on what happens in the case, and the prospect of her being held financially liable, along with Kody, is increasing as new information comes out. The TLC network, which has chronicled the Browns' journey for over a decade, has so far declined to comment, citing the ongoing nature of the investigation, but the silence has done little to quell the wave of online reaction as fans flood social media with messages of outrage, disappointment, and vindication. One commenter said, "Robyn's mask has finally slipped. She's not the victim she thought she was," conveying a common view that the recent backlash is due to years of special treatment and mismanagement. In a recently aired Sister Wives one-on-one special, Robyn tried to deflect these criticisms, venting frustration about always being blamed and saying, "I wish really badly that they would all focus on their own relationships and work those relationships out without my name coming up." But Janelle pushed back on that sentiment, saying, "I don't think she is necessarily innocent in this. It takes two," suggesting both Robyn and Kody are equally culpable for the collapse not only of the family, but also of the financial and legal arrangement intended to safeguard everyone's interests. Host Sukanya Krishnan confronted Robyn with the notorious sacred cow sobriquet delivered by Janelle in a confessional, to which Robyn responded with an uncomfortable moo. "I don't know, whatever, I don't care," either of detachment or deflection of the mounting backlash. Robyn's seeming disinterest in how she is viewed may no longer be an available defense, given the escalating legal stakes and the scrutiny of her actions by both the court of public opinion as well as by legal authority. In the meantime, Christine, remarried and well beyond the mayhem, spoke words of encouragement to her former sister wives in a recent interview when she declared, "There was always a lack of fairness in how decisions were made," sentiments shared by longtime viewers who saw the family dynamics slowly unravel. As the process of law continues, there are court hearings anticipated in the following weeks, with Kody and Robyn likely to receive more scrutiny and new legal issues based on the data brought forth. For viewers of Sister Wives, the drama unfolding might seem like the culmination of a tortuous saga played out over 19 seasons, but for those involved, the damages extend far beyond hurt feelings. They involve financial loss, possible loss of property, legal consequences, and irreparable harm to already broken relationships. What started as a daring dream of shared living and mutual respect has now ended up in a court battle characterized by deception, secrecy, and power struggles. The arrest of Kody Brown and the potential charges against Robyn represent a turning point in the life of this erstwhile reality TV household's descent from television stardom to a very real and very public legal ordeal, as Coyote Pass' dream is reduced to rubble, submerged in decades of shattered promises, court filings, and shattered trust.
Would Kody and Robyn really go into this thinking maybe we should get all of the property? I don't think that they're going to screw us over.
And the criticism they've received over the years. "There's a divine aspect about my relationship with Robyn," he said, "and we have been beslapped for it. And I'm sick of it. I'm like walking around like I love this woman and I want peace in this relationship. But I'm to the point where I'm walking around flipping two birds because I am so sick and tired of being guilt for loving Robyn." Sister Wives fans have often criticized one-on-one host Sukana Krishnan for what they see as a too gentle approach toward the Brown family. However, in a recent podcast interview, Krishnan surprised viewers by sharing behind-the-scenes details about filming season 19's four-part one-on-one, revealing insights into Robyn Brown that left fans buzzing. The journalist appeared the Sarah Fraser Show podcast to share her thoughts about the family filming the episode and her real feelings about the Brown family. Fraser said on the podcast that Krishnan provided insight into her preparation process for these emotionally charged interviews. She also discussed her thoughts on the individual family members, the logistics of filming the family's reactions to certain episodes, and the potential for future reunions. When asked by Fraser why Robyn was so closed off this season, the newswoman admitted the reality TV star has come to terms with the fact that everyone split up and she's processing. She added, Is she closed off? Yes. Is she angry? Yeah, probably is. She tired of the judgment? Absolutely. She does not go on social media. She does not deal with it at all. It might come off as closed off, but she's coming to terms that she's no longer part of a polygamist family, which is what she always wanted to kind of see. It's sort of chipping away. Was not what she thought would happen. Ultimately, she loves Kody Brown, and Kody loves her, and it was something the other sister wives noticed right away. Krishnan concluded Foster approached the idea of the host going rogue and asking questions regarding rumors surrounding the family's personal lives. She cited Robyn's alleged acquisition of over $60,000 in dolls and clothing in a post she shared on Instagram. I don't ask those questions even though I know about the doll collection and all the videos of people going into their homes and videotaping their thing. Krishnan explained, I feel like that's out of bounds regardless of how you feel about them. Eventually, everything settles where the dust's supposed to settle. Krishnan added that she's hopeful in future seasons the family will once again be able to sit together for these recap episodes. Until then, fans will have to watch as Christine Brown, Janelle Brown, Meri Brown, Kody, and Robyn answer questions separately. Christine Brown is revealing the moment she knew the intimacy in her relationship with ex-Kody Brown was gone in People's exclusive sneak peek at the June 8th installment of Sister Wives 1-on-1. The TLC star 53 reflects on her relationship with Kody, saying, For a long time it was just fun, and it was just a blast. You know, we just had a lot of good times. However, things changed when the patriarch married wife Robyn in 2014. Christine recalls when he married Robyn, that's where I was like, oh, there definitely is something missing here. But at that point, it was already so almost over anyway. But it wasn't a real true intimacy. She says, adding that she wasn't taken care of emotionally, romantically, physically, financially during the marriage. Nothing, she says, I was independent at that point. While she acknowledges that she was taken care of physically at the beginning of the marriage, sex became just an act. She notes no real emotion behind it or anything when asked how the change made her feel. Christine, who was the first of the sister wives to leave their plural marriage to Kody in November 2021, says, just feels different, well used as a word, but maybe he felt used too. She continues like, maybe we would just use each other. Didn't mean anything. The mother of 6 shares that she believes the pair became apathetic as the years passed, explaining maybe like, I guess kind of have to. Maybe there was just a need, just a physical need that was met when host Suki Krishna notes that sex became a marital obligation for the former couple. Christine agrees, saying, probably for both of us. Yeah, sad. The sex was never God. It was just so broken. She confesses, however, the pair didn't talk about it. She admits we both knew there was something lacking and something missing. And when you have sex 5 times in a year, you realize there's a problem. And it's like, do we really want to talk about it? So we had one conversation on intimacy, and it was like, are we going to have any kind of intimacy sex in our marriage? And he was like, no, she recalls. And so the next time you come over, I'm like, you're done. You're not staying here anymore. I don't want you in my bed. We're done. Following the couple's split, Christine went public with her relationship with David Woolley on Valentine's Day, 2023, and the couple tied the knot surrounded by friends and family in October of that year. Meanwhile, Kody announced his separation from second wife Janelle Brown in December 2022. The following month, his union with Meri Brown ended after the pair's relationship had been platonic for years. Robyn Brown is now his only remaining wife. Christine previously discussed the lack of intimacy in her relationship with Kody during an appearance on the Juicy Scoop podcast. It was like 5 times. In 1 year, she told host Heather McDonald of sex with her ex. There's sex, and then there's intimacy. What we didn't have was intimacy. The intimacy itself had been gone for years. She also recalled how Kody announced the end of their sex life. He's like, we're not gonna have an intimate marriage anymore. We're not gonna have soon. After the conversation, Christine began boxing up his stuff and informed him he had no place in her bed. Janelle Brown's life has changed dramatically since she first appeared on Sister Wives, but she's not afraid of the uncertain path that lies ahead. Janelle married Kody Brown in 1993, joining his first wife, Meri Brown, in the family's religious calling of plural marriage. Kody soon added another wife, Christine Brown, and he married his fourth and final wife, Robyn Brown, in season 1. Kody and Janelle shared 6 children. Plural marriage allowed Janelle to continue her career outside the home, while Christine stepped in to help raise the children. Unfortunately, Janelle's marriage to Kody wasn't always easy. Pair drifted apart after their move to Flagstaff, Arizona, and they began having uncharacteristic shouting matches. However, it was Kody's relationship with his children that sent Janelle over the edge.
6 months. And they keep asking your dad, and he's like, I'm not going to make a plan till blah. And then it's like, I'm not going to make a plan till blah.
When Kody grew estranged from their sons and refused to compromise, Janelle had to put her children first. She announced the end of her marriage in late 2022. Since leaving Kody, Janelle's been adapting to life on her own terms, moving across the country to establish a farming enterprise in North Carolina. Now Janelle is thriving on her own, and she knows the best is yet to come. Janelle compared herself to Evelyn in Fried Green Tomatoes during the Sister Wives season 19 one-on-one special. Janelle was asked by host Sakana Krishna and how she would describe her life as a movie. Without hesitation, Janelle said she would be Evelyn Couch and Fried Green Tomatoes. She remarked of Evelyn, she's going to remake her life. She's going to seize her power. The 1991 film follows Evelyn, played by Kathy Bates, as she breaks free of her unhappy life after discovering the endless possibilities that await her. Like Evelyn, Janelle endured years of a miserable marriage out of obligation, and she took her fate into her own hands. Comparison is also a nod to Janelle's new life in North Carolina, with Fried Green Tomatoes. Similarly set in the southeastern United States, Janelle loved Saka Krishna's Eat, Pray, Love suggestion. While Sakana appreciated Janelle's suggestion, she had another rebirth story in mind. Sakana envisioned Janelle's life as more like Eat, Pray, Love, which documented author Elizabeth Gilbert's travels around the world after a difficult divorce. Janelle embraced the idea, commenting, "I could do that. Could I please do that?" She isn't tied to places or possessions, and she knows that her happiness has to come from within. Like Elizabeth, Janelle has a spirit of wanderlust. She was happy to follow Kody's whim, moving frequently throughout their nearly 30-year marriage. Janelle even briefly lived in an RV on the family's remote Flagstaff property. She isn't tied to places or possessions, and she knows that her happiness has to come from within. Janelle's eagerness to experience and eat, pray, love type journey exemplifies her love for adventure and freedom, both of which are hallmarks of her new life as a single woman. Janelle's optimistic about her new life. Janelle, identifying with Evelyn, shows her sunny self-esteem. She believed that the best is still ahead. Despite everything she's gone through, Janelle was willing to leave it all behind to search for happiness. While Evelyn was inspired by other women, Janelle found her motivation in her children. Once Kody gave up on his relationship with his kids, Janelle knew she no longer owed him her loyalty by all appearances. Janelle is flourishing in her new life in North Carolina. She's surrounded by her children and grandchildren, giving her a sense of home. Amid her fresh start, Janelle has always had a passion for gardening, and her huge investment in her own dream is a sign of her unshakable self-worth. Janelle's transformation is amazing. She's been the brightest part of Sister Wives season 19, and it's inspiring to see her faith in the good that lies ahead. Janelle Brown is speaking her truth in the second of the 4-part Sister Wives one-on-one series set to air Sunday. Kody Brown's ex-wife told interviewer Sakana Krishnan why her ex has been particularly aggressive toward his former spouses lately. "I feel like a lot of people want to pin the blame on Robyn, and I don't think that she is necessarily innocent in this. I mean, it takes two, and so I think in a lot of ways, he's made himself even more villainous, I guess, to kind of take away some of the blame from her," she said in a clip from the episode shared on TLC's Instagram. on Sunday. This is just gospel, according to Janelle, like, I don't know. So Suki then asked Janelle to share some examples of Kody's villainous behavior. I feel like all of this stuff with rewriting history and talking about how the kids and I just feel like he wants the focus on himself, not so much on Robyn, because there is a lot of accusations being thrown around about her. She responded Janelle was asked to list out the accusations against Robyn, that she broke up the family, that she never wanted the plural family. And I don't think so in the very beginning. She was very much part of what we were trying to build. She replied, Suki wondered if Janelle thought Kody was trying to protect Robyn. I don't ever remember him being this mean. Never. He never was this mean. I've never seen him so mean. And so, yeah, like all the rewriting of history, trying to hurt people. Like, I feel like it's a smoke screen, she said in a second preview clip shared by TLC on Instagram. Yesterday, Janelle went into detail on her feelings toward Kody and Robyn. I can still be very friendly with Kody. I never really had much of a relationship with Robyn. I don't have any hate or hard feelings or anything. I just don't really want to know them, she said as a follow-up. Sukana asked for specific examples of why Janelle wouldn't talk to Robyn. I could sit and talk with them. That would be fine if it was all superficial. It would be fine. I would.
A third owner of one of the 4 parcels. So I own the least amount of property.
She questioned the reality star during the series' latest installment. During the second episode of the season 19 finale, Krishnan called the Brown family patriarch a baby and discussed his reluctance to respond to certain questions in a particularly heated exchange. Kody tried to get the upper hand on the host's questioning. He told her, I could shut you down if I wanted to. The host claimed, no, you can't. Kody clapped back, yes, I can. This led the newswoman to in turn shut him down, saying, okay, or you could stop acting like a baby and have a grown-up conversation like the rest of us. Her response led praise from fans for finally challenging the reality star over his actions and what appeared to be a revisionist history. When it came to wives Robyn, Meri, Christine, and Janelle Brown, Sister Wives fans expressed relief that after years of feeling Christian, let Kody and Robyn evade tough questions, she finally stepped up. They shared their reactions in a post discussing the second installment of the season's one-on-one interviews. So proud of Suki for saying that, wrote one fan. A second penned, he's getting paid to do a job, and he's crossing his arms, refusing to do it. And it's great interviewing, honestly, because Suki demonstrated perfectly that Robyn is indeed the sacred cow, and he is refusing to answer questions involving her approved Janelle and Christine, correct through his non-answers. A third fan claimed Suki calling him a baby is priceless. Finally, a fourth wrote, are we about to do a stare-down competition? 'Cause I'll just stare back. Suki has finally arrived. This is the journalist's 4th season as the host of the Sister Wives one-on-one episodes. Historically, she has been put on blast by fans for not being tougher on Kody and Robyn. However, this season she appears to have taken a different stance and has doubled down on her criticism of both. Typically, Krishnan has remained silent in response to fans' remarks of how she handles the Brown family during these interviews. However, in 2023, she did answer one fan who commented on her Instagram stating, my biggest criticism is not so much that you don't ask the hard questions, but you explain too much to Kody. I wish you would just let him and Robyn talk and not direct his answers. She said to the viewer, sorry you feel that way. I don't think I give him any excuses. Is Sukanya Suki Krishnan, host of the Sister Wives Tells, appeared on a recent episode of The Sarah Fraser Show to share her thoughts on the Brown family. As someone who has spent quite a lot of time with the individual family members throughout the last few years, as fans of Sister Wives, Nuki was brought on to host the Tell-Alls for the TLC series in 2022, right as Kody Brown's respective marriages to wives, Christine Christine, Janelle, and Meri were ending. While a lot of the focus in recent seasons has been on Kody's failed marriages and the relationship with his only remaining wife, Robyn, Kody's estrangement from many of his children has also garnered a lot screen time on the show. Despite this, the topic was not addressed on part 1 or 2 of the season 19 one-on-one, with part 3 and 4 of the one-on-one set to air. Beginning this Sunday, Suki proceeded to give fans an update this week on Kody's fractured relationships with his children, telling host Sarah Fraser that the father of 18 is working on it. That's probably not what wanna hear, but I think he's doing the best he can, and he's trying to find a place where he can meet his sons as men and his daughters as women, and maybe try and heal those wounds. She said, I think it's difficult. Some of just don't want to deal with him at all. You know, they've kind of closed that door and he has to deal with that. But others have left the door wide open. So there is a possibility, she continued. Suki went on to point out that repairing fractured parent-child relationships takes time and that it's also necessary for the kids to want it. Although she didn't reveal which of Kody's children are open to reconciling with their father. At this time, Suki ensured fans that the kids themselves are doing well. Every time I talk to, they tell me their kids are doing great and they're just on their own journeys and they're taking care of grandby babies, she said, before praising the women in the Brown family in particular for being so invested in their grandchildren and their children. While the topic of Kody's estrangement from his children has yet to be discussed on the season, 19 one-on-one fans have seemingly grown accustomed to the format of these end-of-season wrap-ups. Viewers watched for years as Kody and his 4 wives were interviewed as a group. However, the setting eventually changed to the current format, which has the host speaking to each of the 5 main cast members individually. When asked about the Brown family's decision to no longer sit down as a group for interviews, Suki boiled it down to the fact that Kody and company just don't get along and no longer wish to sit down with each other in that sort of setting. That's something I proposed to them, she said, referring to the idea of bringing Kody, Robyn, Meri, Janelle, and Christine together to film tell-alls. I said, wouldn't it be great if all of you were able to sit together that way? You can all really listen to each other, but I don't think they're ready for that just yet. Later in the interview, Suki revealed that her goal is to eventually film an actual reunion with everyone sitting down together and in a good space with one another. Suki was also asked this week about Robyn's demeanor on the one-on-one, which some viewers have found to be more reserved and far less emotional than in the past, largely due to Robyn responding to many of Suki's questions with, "I don't know. I think when you sit down at the one-on-one, they've just come to terms that everybody's splitting up, and so processing," Suki explained. So, is she closed off? Yes. Is she angry? Yeah, probably is. She tired of the judgment? Absolutely. It might come off as closed off, but I think it's just kind of like she's coming to terms that she is no longer in a polygamous family, which is something that she had always wanted. Suki continued before going on to add that Robyn's demeanor may have been a result of her feeling a little slighted and a little cheated after seeing the family she always wanted slowly kind of chipping away. Though Robyn may be unhappy with the way things have played out within the family, Suki insists that Robyn and Kody really do love each other and that this mutual love is something that the other sister wives noticed right away. Suki also revealed that she attempted to get Robyn to loosen up while filming the one-on-one, but claimed it's a very difficult thing to do when the other person isn't giving you much. Suki later explained that she doesn't ask the cast questions about certain things that aren't discussed on the show because she believes many of these topics are off limits. As for her thoughts on Kody, Suki insisted that despite what many viewers believe, Kody is not a monster. A lot of people are like, he's a narcissistic freak. They say these awful things about him. She said, listen, I think the bottom line is I feel like he was a very young person who started on this journey and who was trying to keep his family together at all costs, and he was trying to honor his commitment. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of emotional breakdown. There's a lot of boundaries that were crossed on both sides. I think she continued assuring fans that she's neither supporting Kody nor aiming to be the other sister wife. During the interview, Suki described the Brown family as lovely people who are kind, generous, and hospitable, Kody included and Robyn included. She said they're all really good people.